But that's not the only controversy that's left. Let's get into the new one, the collector's edition. So let's go from the females' faces and them ruining the females to the now collector's edition.
They're charging you for $400.
No, $300.
Oh,
Sorry.
$300.
Mortal Kombat 11 collector's edition. So here's what you get. This isn't the controversy. Some of these items are cool. The premium edition. So you get the premium edition with it if you order this.
Okay, whatever.
An exclusive steel case and a magnet.
Oh.
This is the coolest part. A 1x1 scale scorpion mask. 35 by 18 by 21 centimeters. The mask is really cool looking. And then you get the collector box. You get a box.
But we all know.
However, here's the infuriating stuff. $300. $300 for this.
The magnet's worth it though.
You better give me a Mortal Kombat themed system. But you don't even get that. You just get this.
So wait, those are all the items you get.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what it shows here.
The mask better be like made out of real metal for me to be paying that much for it.
Here's the infuriating thing. You know what GameStop told me the other day when I pre-ordered the game? A week before its release. You remember when I went back in and I upgraded to the premium edition? You might as well just buy the premium edition. Here's why.
Go ahead, tell them.
They told me that if I came in early enough that I got the Scorpion mask. So you know what you're essentially paying $300 for? The box. Okay, how are we doing? Or how are you doing today?
Me? I'll tell you how my day's going.
Well, it was going well, and just to to give you an overview, we have two channels. We have a Common Sense Sports channel, which if anybody's watching from that channel, we get a logo up. So if you like goofy,
this is blocking everything.
Well, plus I like this, like a little bit of a
blocking our other logo. We got in remembrance of Thanos here with us.
The movie hadn't come out yet. But anyway, to give you a rundown about what we're doing today,
like and subscribe.
We're talking about Mortal Kombat 11 because the release date is tonight if you're picking it up for like pre-order.
Yeah. Or
tomorrow if you're getting it on the game's release or digital download or whatever you're getting it on. Now, you know me, I pick up Mortal Kombat every single time it comes out. And every time the story ends, I'm always excited about the next one coming out. And for the purposes of the game, and I'll show you the screen capture here pretty soon and show you what we're getting ready to talk about. Some pretty controversial stuff that I'm really upset about. Really upset. Boy, I hope that magazine can fall.
If it falls, we're just going to keep going like nothing happened.
But, some cool stuff is the story looks good.
Yeah.
I am excited about that.
The game looks good. The graphics look good.
The graphics look unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you're into Mortal Kombat fatalities, those look cool. The fatal blows are cool. The combat, the sound effects, everything is great.
Plus, in the last trailer, they had the original music, so that just made it even better.
Yes. And you know what? We can go ahead and get into that.
There's some controversial stuff, like Cody said. There's some other stuff. I think we're going to get into the other stuff first. You want to talk about the video game music? Yeah.
And stuff like that. People were upset with the kind of the hip hop, the rap style for the Mortal Kombat trailer. People wanted the throwback stuff.
Yeah.
So it wasn't bad. The trailer was still good. They just didn't like the choice of music.
Yep.
So then what they did for the fans is they created a recent trailer. And they showed that. Now I'm not going to show the trailer because a lot of people have seen it, and I'm just going to show the articles we're going to talk about here pretty soon. But people love the throwback music, the original Mortal Kombat
the music
soundtrack.
That makes you just want to punch somebody in the face repeatedly.
Even if you show like bunny rabbits and stuff like that, they
you do. You just want to get violent.
Here's what's upsetting. They did fan service. They gave them the fans what the fans wanted.
Yeah.
But they didn't do so with the character designs.
Yeah.
Now, again, we're going to get into that.
Yeah,
that kind of leads into the stuff we're going to talk about, and we're going to start getting heated.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going It's gonna start making me mad.
Let's get into the other stuff first.
Now, what I do want to talk about first, the Tamer stuff. The DLC characters got leaked. This kind of goes along with
now,
the story mode stuff.
It's not official.
Yeah, it's not official. It's just what people have reported.
And we've both seen different articles with different characters,
yes,
and more and less characters.
So we'll cut to it right here.
Take this with a grain of salt.
So here's the 9 characters that they showed, and I'm just going to show you. Sorry for the ads if they're popping up on the screen. We're not endorsed by any of these people, so I'm just...
I guess we'll talk about who some of our favorite ones are. I know there was one in particular you wanted that wasn't on this list.
Yeah. And now, here's the first one. Shang Tsung, that's pretty... Now, that is like 100% guaranteed.
Yeah, he's been announced. He was announced as the first one after... I guess Shao Kahn is a DLC character technically, even though he's a pre-order bonus.
The Joker I can see because of WB, NetherRealm Studios, you got Injustice.
It's probably an easy character to put in there.
Now, I don't know, but it wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Nightwolf, I can see that one.
Love Nightwolf, cool character.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. The Terminator, kind of different, really cool.
As long as they design him right and get the movements down and the way he moves and things like that, he'll be really cool.
Yeah, as long as it's not like just a straight robot.
Yeah.
Clunky and weird, but I wouldn't expect NetherRealm to do that.
No.
It's some of the mistakes they've made with what they've come out with. I don't expect them to do that. The gameplay's still great. Sindel, the only reason why I say that is because I played the beta. Sindel, you hate Sindel.
You don't want me to get into... Well, I don't know what I'm looking
The only reason why we hate Sindel is because of what happened in MK9.
MK9 was one of my favorite Mortal Kombat games ever. Cody can attest to this, that I stayed up all night when he came over.
Yep.
Played through the story. And then when she did what she did towards the end...
Was that 8 years ago?
It was. It's crazy. It doesn't seem that long.
We were just 20 years old.
I know. I did that, and then she did that, and I almost broke something. Because of all the characters to have to do that.
It was not only that one person did it, it was Sindel, and she wasn't...
She did it to every character.
If Shao Kahn had done it, if Shao Kahn and all of his armies, like his whole army did it, that would have been cool.
Because it was all the main characters.
But it was just one person. And then it was one that wasn't as, like...
She got that stupid hair. Anyway, go ahead to the next one.
And then you got Ash from Evil Dead.
It's just
kind of different, really cool though.
Kind of cool. I'm sure he'll have the chainsaw hand. He'll have the shotgun, the boomstick. So.
And then we got Fujin,
which I know you were excited about.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's been a while since he was in a game.
And then Shiva, which is cool, but the character face looks like. You know what? Let's just go in to get into what this absolute jackass.
I forgot one. The best one.
No, this is what this person just had 9. Oh, Spawn.
Spawn.
How did I forget Spawn?
I don't know. That's because that's the one we were looking forward to the most.
Spawn is probably the greatest. The greatest one. Like an idiot, I skipped over that.
And they have to design him the right way with the flowing.
Well, I'm pretty sure. There's no way
they'll do a good job on that, I'm sure.
But to get into Shiva, to get into the character faces,
let's get into it.
Let's get into what this absolute moronic jackass said. And you know what? I wasn't even concerned.
You can kind of talk about, because you saw the earlier models, I didn't see them. So you can kind of talk about that if you want to.
Well, let's talk about what this guy said.
Who is it? Somebody that NetherRealm hired, right?
Confirming. Let's start from the beginning. Mortal Kombat 11 just a few days away. Actually, the release date is tonight. Again, or tomorrow.
This was written a couple days ago.
And some of this can get pretty offensive. So if you get offended easy, I'm sorry. But this is just, I'm taking what this person said.
Yeah.
MK11 just a few days away from its official release, but has been facing backlash on social media due to the female characters used in the upcoming Mortal Kombat. The video game, which is scheduled to release on April 23rd, again tonight at midnight or earlier depending, has fully covered up female characters and attire like burqa, which you can argue the original female Mortal Kombat characters had the original like ninja design with Mileena. She had her face covered up. But they did not make any changes to the male characters. That's where the hypocrisy comes in, and that's when people start getting upset. So people are already confused about it. So this guy comes out and does an interview with Polygon, confirming the change of female characters in the MK11. In an interview with the game's art director, Steve Barron, with Polygon, NetherRealm Studios had earlier said that his team had taken a more measured approach with the art direction in MK11. That's especially true for the game's female fighters. This is when we start getting to the BS, just the lies. It's the lying and the hypocrisy that people are really ticked off about. And here's what he goes on to say in the interview. Our character lead, Brendan George, has been a breath of fresh air. Yeah, like a whiff of crap in the air from somebody's anus after somebody bent over and just farted. Breath of fresh air. Yeah, if you're smelling gaseous fumes. Of just introducing new ideas.
Keep going.
Our design is just getting more mature and respectful. BS. The male characters aren't any different.
Let me put something in there. They talk about mature. They showed a fatality where Shao Kahn hit somebody's head through their ass. It goes back through their body and comes out. That's real mature.
That you're not wrong. It's here's what.
That's something.
No, it goes through his back.
Yeah,
it's close enough.
It's close enough. That's what they were implying.
So that's just automatically you destroyed your own.
That's something some 8-year-old would come up with.
Well, but nobody cared about that. That's what Mortal Kombat is.
Yeah, it's
and it's been that way forever. That's what people are. You're taking the identity of what your game was and you're destroying it.
Here's what makes me laugh. In a world, it's not even a world, it's a universe. In a universe where there's different realms, and you have people with 4 arms, and you have a reptile dude that can that can go invisible, and you have
disembowel people.
Yeah, you can disembowel people. You have Shao Kahn, who's this over the top barbarian. You have Raiden, who's a lightning god. You have all these other gods that control time.
But we're getting more mature.
Gods.
We're getting more mature.
But we're getting more mature by covering women.
Here's something else he has to say. Well, the hypocrisy is right here in the picture. I mean, it's immediate. You're not going to wear a bikini to a fight. Oh, but then we look at Shao Kahn, and what is he wearing? Might as well be a bathing suit. I know it's armor, but almost his entire body is uncovered.
And that statement's not even true. Professional fighters wear little amounts of clothing.
Look at all these pictures, Kotal Kahn. But then you get to Jade. No skin. Katana, a little bit of skin, not very much. Then you go back to Jade. The only thing you can see are her eyes. That's it. They've never had them that covered.
There's some things I could go into, but I'm not going to go into those. What I am going to say is that if you watch UFC and you watch the female fighters, what do they wear? A tight sports bra and really tight shorts.
And what do the men wear? Just tight shorts?
Yeah, just tight shorts. Or they might wear some regular shorts, but it's not shorts that go down further. It's shorts that are above the knee. The reason you wear stuff like that in a fight is so you don't have a disadvantage in terms of your opponent being able to grab your clothing, so your punches and kicks don't get caught in your clothing if it's baggy. Even other sports, that you don't wear baggy stuff.
And we're not even through with this guy's comments.
No,
it's just full of stupid.
It's full of stupidity. I'm sick of. Okay, go ahead.
You're not going to be showing so much skin. Well, you just blew that out of the water with the UFC. They oil themselves down.
Yeah.
And they get in skimpy clothes.
And it doesn't have anything to do with looking good. It's just common sense when you fight.
Most of the fighters look at them, James. They are attractive.
They are
human beings.
They're built
because
they have good bodies.
They're fit. They're strong. And people don't go to see a fight where somebody looks like he can't even move. They don't go see that. Now the heavyweights, you could argue, they're a little bit different, but that's for the. You know why you go to see heavyweights? You go to see knockouts.
Yeah, you know why? Big punches.
Because they're big and they're strong.
Yeah.
They may be out of shape, but they're big and strong for that reason.
Yep.
Bo Raicho is titled shown like that, but look at Bo Raicho. What did they do with his character design? They covered him up. You know why? Because he's not as appealing as somebody that maybe Cassie Cage was in previous games.
Yeah.
And you can argue whatever you want to argue. It's not respectful to show Cassie Cage in a sports bra and showing her stomach and cleavage. But she's an attractive female in a video game. That's what people want to see. So you took that away, so now people are upset. And this guy goes on to say, well, if people don't like it, just don't buy it. Well, guess what, guy? People have come up with this term, get woke, go broke. You know what?
Why would you encourage people not to buy your product?
They don't care. They're willing to destroy their franchise for a social cause.
It doesn't make sense. Then what's the reason? Then what's the point of making it?
That people have gotten this idea, and it goes back to Star Wars too, when they created Star Wars The Last Jedi. They do not care creating... Did you see the interview with Ryan Johnson and Mark Hamill, where he talked about, he didn't even make this for the fans. and people cheered like
It's the
idiots.
most depressing interview I've ever seen.
There was like 3 people that cheered, and his face was like
he just gave up. He just stopped talking.
it's
He
like
gave up.
it's like we've entered into a society of stupidity by people who control things. They don't even care if their products go under. You got Captain Marvel, where she comes out and just badmouths and pretty much gets downright racist.
And you know what? There's people on YouTube that make videos about social justice warriors. It's not just them. People just
everybody.
in general say stupid stuff.
It's from both, like it's from different groups of people. You got one side
That's so ridiculous.
who's like radical conservative, and then you got another side that's radical liberal, and it's like people have gotten so toxic that there's not even a constructive, there's not even a logic, there's not even a logical way of thinking anymore.
Zero logic in terms of.
I mean,
what
this
people
is just
think now.
dumb. This guy's comments, if he had just come out and said, look, the female fighters, like with Katana, and you heard me say this, she looks more oriental.
Yeah.
The bust size isn't as great, which, you know, a lot of females in Asian cultures, from what I've noticed, don't have a greater bust size like maybe females in maybe South America or America or the Americas in general, or Western Europe.
Yeah.
Which I was okay with that.
And I will say one thing to all the guys out there: well, their boobs aren't big enough. Just shut up.
That's
just shut up.
stupid.
That's not even an argument.
It's what this guy came out with, and the hypocrisy of it, and the fact that they're not showing male characters.
That's what a lot of people took a big issue with.
It's just
is that they're showing these over-the-top built male characters.
And then the females look like these skinny little frail.
How are they supposed to fight these people?
No skin. Don't say that, James. That's upsetting. Let me tell you what. If Cassie Cage went up against Shao Kahn and he punched her once in the face, she'd die. With the way she looks. At least Cassie in the original games looked like she was a female.
Like she was built. Like she'd been working out.
She was thick. She was built. She was attractive. And now she, actually, to that argument, Cassie Cage is the only attractive female left in this game. Scarlet looks, I don't know if somebody put a picture of Scarlet in here. No, they just put Katana and Jade. And they show posts that people had, but you can see Shiva in the background. Why does Shiva look like that? I didn't even see the picture of that.
I'm not even looking at it.
Why does Shiva look like this? Is Shiva...
What is it? Oh.
I'm afraid to say it, but I'm just going to say it. Is Shiva supposed to look like an androgynous character?
Does she look like a man, or does she look like an androgynous character where
both.
She passes both?
I don't know. What are you doing? And you know, another person had a point. I saw their comment where if you want to create another character and make them look like an androgynous person or a transgender person or a gay character or something like that, nobody cares if they're new.
No.
Nobody cares. I don't care. If they're a new character like Kronika is supposed to be, I feel like this androgynous type of, like, maybe genderless person because she's like a godlike...
She's a godlike creature, yeah.
That has no...
That has no gender at all. It makes sense.
That doesn't bother me.
Within the character.
So people...
But even if it was like a human character, and if it was somebody they created new for this game and they were like that, I wouldn't care.
Yeah, nobody cares. But it's the fact that they're going into these things and reforming the characters that people already love.
And you know, that's my problem with a lot of comic book stuff, especially stuff going on now, is they're taking these pre-existing characters, completely changing them, destroying the history of the character and who they are and what they stood for.
And what people identified with. That was the thing with Star Wars with Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
If they had, people, you have to look at it like it's like tabula rasa, a blank slate. No, dude, it's called Star Wars 8. It's not called Star Wars 1 or a new spin-off series.
He was doing his new trilogy. He could have done anything he wanted.
He could have done it
that.
there. Of course, now it's not. Now they got Knights of the Old Republic, which they're going to ruin that.
Which is one of my favorite video game series of all time.
That's
now
not new.
Done.
That's not a new spin-off. It's already there.
So basically what they did was they couldn't come up with their own ideas.
No.
So they took one of the most popular Star Wars, like, canon ideas, and they're going to go and ruin that somehow.
Yep.
Find a way to ruin it.
So there's the female characters that we talked about. And here's some of the comments. Again, more measured approach. We already talked about that. Breath of fresh air. I already talked about a whiff of methane gas.
A whiff of ass.
You're not going to be wearing such scantily clad items. Yeah, you are. Going to the UFC. And here's some people's fans' reactions. Everyone is laughing at the ugly female faces. They do. They look ugly.
One other thing you said.
They're not even attractive looking.
And you proved it, and you told me to look it up, and I did. The scarlet face looks like.
Yeah, I don't have the picture here, but go to the scarlet face.
Google Scarlet and her face, and they used the. I think they used it, Cody. It looks like the same face model as the female character in Mass Effect Andromeda. It looks just like her.
Yeah, go to Mass Effect Andromeda, and look at the main female lead's character design. And then go to Scarlet and look at it.
Yeah, it does. You're right. It's like all they did was cut the ponytail.
But they
off.
somehow,
It's the same face.
yeah, they just cut the ponytail off. Should say phonytail.
Ponytail. That's a.
Look, there's a USC fighter. Oh, she's showing a little bit of skin, James. She's showing her arms. The females on this aren't even showing their arms.
She needs to be fired right away. Get rid of her.
Disgusting. Shouldn't be wearing like that, you fool. But that's not the only controversy that's left. Let's get into the new one, the collector's edition. So let's go from the females' faces and them ruining the females to the now collector's edition.
They charged you for $400.
No, $300.
Oh,
sorry.
$300.
Mortal Kombat 11 collector's edition. So here's what you get. This isn't the controversy. Some of these items are cool. The premium edition. So you get the premium edition with it if you order this.
Okay, whatever.
An exclusive steel case and a magnet.
Oh.
This is the coolest part. A 1x1 scale scorpion mask. 35 by 18 by 21 centimeters. Mask is really cool looking. And then you get the collector box. You get a box.
But we all know.
However, here's the infuriating stuff. $300. $300 for this.
The magnet's worth it though.
You better give me a Mortal Kombat themed system. But you don't even get that. You just get this.
So wait, those are all the items you get.
That's it.
That's it.
That's what it shows here.
The mask better be like made out of real metal for me to be paying that much for it.
Here's the infuriating thing. You know what GameStop told me the other day when I pre-ordered the game? A week before its release. You remember when I went back in and I upgraded to the premium edition? You might as well just buy the premium edition. Here's why.
Go ahead, tell them.
They told me that if I came in early enough that I got the Scorpion mask. So you know what you're essentially paying $300 for? The box.
The box and the magnet.
Oh, I get that too. I get the steel case. Yeah, I get the steel case. GameStop's giving that to me.
Go to something else.
You are destroying 20 years. I played this game when I was a kid, man. I used to play this game as a release, just for the some of the stuff I went through as a kid. I'm not going to go into that, but as a little kid, this game was just like a release for me. And it was fun. It was exciting. It was new. It was edgy. It was different. We would go to school talking about this. Man, did you play Mortal Kombat 2? Did you play Mortal Kombat 2? Man, I put my Sega in. I played the original. We got the Sega sitting over there.
Don't even get me started on some of the other stuff that they're ruining.
You've never been as big of a Mortal Kombat fan as I have.
I played Tekken more than I played Mortal Kombat.
But you always did like Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah, they're good games. They're fun games just to play.
And you talked about the story. That was the first story fighting game when you sat down.
Yeah, I loved Mortal Kombat 9. It was one of my favorite games, especially at that time. It was fun. There was a full story, a fully animated story in a fighting game. It was the greatest thing ever.
I'm not hating on this because I'm hating on Mortal Kombat.
I'm hating on the way people act and the things they decide to do for certain reasons. You can call them political reasons or social reasons, whatever you want to call them.
You can call it whatever you call it. It's a screw up regardless. And I don't get it. Why are you not doing things for your fans? The people that have gotten you this far. It's not the gaming journalists. It's not the video game magazines. It's your fans buying your products. It's just like with YouTube, like what we're doing here. If we got fans and then all of a sudden started coming out like flipping people off and saying, screw my fans, I hate these fans. Well, we're going with these sponsors. Your views are going to go down and you're going to lose your sponsors. You do this for your fans and you do this for people who care about you.
It's a rant we needed to do. I know this is a little long video, but I mean, it's whatever, because it's something we needed to talk about. And it's not just in this game. It's happening in all forms of media, all forms of entertainment.
Comic books. They got Comics Gate out now. People are no longer buying comic books like they used to because they're inserting politics into comics. We're not going to get into that because I'm not going to start about social issues.
You got all the MCU stuff going on, all the Star Wars stuff going on.
You got the movies, the TV shows, the video games, the comic books.
You can't escape it. You used to be able to use this stuff as an escape, and you can't do it anymore.
That was the point. But that's what they're doing now. These people are so insecure and angry about their own life that what they're doing is they're going into the realms. It's in sports too. That's why we created our sports channel.
Yeah.
They're going into a sports realm. Sorry. They're going into people's realms that was a release, and they're going, hey guys, you know what, I was picked on in high school, so here's what we're gonna do. This is people's fun and release time. Guess what we're gonna do now? We're gonna slither and crawl into people's release realm and just ruin it. Say everybody's unhappy like we are. That's what they're doing. And I imagine people's voices like them talking like that.
His one comment that proves exactly what you just said is when he showed an old picture of Jade and said, "You guys are never going to get this again."
Yeah, there was a, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to slander this guy, but it was a picture I saw from, and I'm going to reference a YouTube channel, The Quartering.
Yeah.
He showed an article and he was scrolling through and it just caught my eye. He didn't mention it, I'm mentioning it. It showed a picture of Jade, and I don't know if it was him or another person, but somebody showed a...
Whoever it was, no matter
whoever it was, somebody showed a picture and they were responding to a YouTuber getting upset. And they were just getting upset at this stuff. And they referenced his... This is how petty these people are. Just the same mindset. It may not have been him, but it's the same thought process.
Yeah.
That he comes at, Baron.
Yeah.
That comes out with. And Brendan George. That, again, it may not have been him, but it was somebody to the same mindset that he's thinking. Where they showed a picture of Jade where she was scantily clad. And I'm not going to say the word, just she was appealing to the eye.
Yeah.
She was more attractive, showing more skin. And somebody showed a picture of her, but they showed her like having like an hourglass body and deforming it even more to where it didn't even look like a female. And then beside it, they showed a thicker picture of Jade, and they said, "Looks like you'll never get this outrageous character model again." Dude, that's not even what the guy's getting at. It's that you're taking something away. Why can't you create an alternate costume to where somebody can create or play as Cassie or Jade or Scarlet or Katana the way they want to play with them as?
But instead, she's in a spacesuit.
Yeah, they just completely take it away and just... She's in a spacesuit and a bomber suit. Really? You know, in a fight, you're going to fight for your life. You're not going to be wearing such scantily clad items. But what you are going to be wearing is a giant suit that people can grab onto and actually do a fatality and kill you. You're going to be fighting for your life. You're not going to be wearing such scantily clad items. But you're going to be wearing a bomber jacket. Now people are fighting back who were silent before, and they're going, wait a minute. Wait, look.
Well, most people probably didn't even think it was an issue.
Yeah, people didn't even think anything about it until just now. It's...
I don't know how long this video's been. I know the camera only records for 30 minutes. I hope we haven't gone over that.
Oh no, the camera's still on, so... But anyway, guys, this is our first video, and I hate that it's such a controversial one. I think our next video is going to be on Thursday, where we talk about the new specs.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some PS5 news, and I don't know, we'll find some other stuff to talk about.
But, and we're going to have we're going to try and get some, the quality's not going to be very good right now. Some uploads of Mortal Kombat, because the game comes out.
Yeah, we'll try.
We're going to do some towers.
We have to figure out how to do everything.
We didn't even talk about microtransactions that are in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even...
And the grind. You know why we didn't talk about that?
The only reason I won't even really talk about that is because you're able to get everything
through
the game.
But it's still a controversy, but everything else is such a controversy that's just like... It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. But yeah, this is our first video. I hope you guys enjoyed it at least, even though we kind of went off. But I hope you agree with us.
Anyway, well, I hope you do, because it's just common sense, and that's what our brand is, common sense gaming.
Yeah.
And what we want to get into is some games like this, and we'll have an intro video up soon. We got our common sense sports videos up. Yeah. If you want to go over and see a different type of sports.
Yeah, if you like sports, we try and keep it
light, funny.
Light and funny.
We have forfeits.
Definitely more light than this.
We have forfeits. We have punishments. We have funny stuff. So go see Common Sense Sports. It's the red and black logo.
It's too well. I'm not going to call us crappy athletes, but we were good athletes.
Crappy with a K.
Now we are. Yeah, crappy with a K. Now we're not as good as we used to be. I mean, we haven't played.
We're still decent. Enough. It's been about 30 minutes. But I guess that's it with Cody and James Common Sense Gaming. Make sure to like, subscribe,
Hit that notification bell.
leave us a comment. Again, our social media will be down in the description.
Yeah, links to the videos or the articles going to be linked down in the description. You can go check those out if you want. I'm not going to say not to check out the game.
Well, the game is still going to be good. It's just it's the stupidity
of the comments. And anyway, we went into it. You heard our rant. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out our social media down in the description. Follow us on there.
And let us know what you think in the comment section down below.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll see you in the next video.
Have a good day.